What's up, guys? So today I want to do a little bit of a demo review. Now I know I've not done one of these before on my channel, but I'm just experimenting a little bit. So today we're going to look at Navi versus FaZe and how b1t had a 1.5 rating against FaZe, one of the best teams in the world. And of course Navi 2-0ing this means that they've qualified for the quarterfinals of ESL Pro League, which is pretty cool if you ask me. And yeah, and we're going to go ahead and more specifically look at Anubis Anubis here, we see a 2.14 rating from b1t, which is just absolutely phenomenal. And I want to try to show to you today why I think b1t might be one of the most calculated players to ever play. So we'll jump right into the pistol round now. We are going to see b1t has bought a P250 for simple, dropped a smoke over to IM, and keeps a flash for himself. Now I've already pre-watched this demo, so I can go ahead and show you all the important parts. And even here on the pistol round, we are going to see a little bit of what makes b1t so calculated. They're going to go towards A, simple, making fake steps in the water here, trying to convince FaZe that they've actually stacked it. And b1t is going to sit here and he's going to hold a main. Now this is a pistol round, and normally pistol rounds are rushing and trying to trade quickly, but b1t is calculated, waiting for that pressure, waiting for that re-aggression. He knows that they're a man advantage, and it's very common to see a CT team re-aggress after they've lost a man advantage. And of course b1t patiently waiting, and he's going to do this almost every round this game. Now of course Navi going to go ahead and regroup, and they're going to finish towards the B side of the map here, and it's going to be a pretty much a little bit of a bloodbath, but b1t's going to play this really strong angle on the pillar that's going to hide him from CT. And if you were to come out of Palace, it's actually a nice hedge glitch angle, especially if people think that CT has already been cleared, or sorry, backside rather has already been cleared. They are going to not expect him there, and that would be a nice angle if they were to come, but they didn't, and b1t is going to win the round very comfortably. Now this is a round I want to talk about a lot, because I notice a lot of people that are coming that are new to the game, even people that are more experienced on this second round, are buying wrong. They want to buy Mac 10s, they want to buy armor AK, no utility, but you're going to see here the only person on Navi that's bought armor AK with one flash is simple, and it's simple. Of course he's going to do that. Everybody else is getting armor, Galil, and utility, because it's really easy to lose a half buy round, especially, you know, 5-7s, 2 FAMASas. Like, if Navi were to lose this round, Twitch chat would be typing ecode kek W, but in reality, there's no eco here. This is a forced buy. The 5-7 is lethal. It can one-tap headshot. It can get 3-4 kills if you're not careful. It's just in a close-range angle. Obviously, the FAMAS is still a rifle. I mean, it's a FAMAS versus a Galil. I mean, realistically, that's an even fight. So we have to make sure that we're being very careful. And this is something that I like a lot about Navi, is that they play so slow, and they never, ever take any risk. No matter who they're playing, it could be a full eco. They don't care. They're going to take their time, make sure they figure out what's going on, and they're going to win the round. Which is exactly what you've seen here, is b1t putting the pressure towards A, grouping up with them towards B. They want to make sure that they are always able to be traded. JL, of course, waits for b1t before going out. Even though he could have easily went out there, he wants to make sure to wait. Now, we're going to see the regroup come in, and it's going to be a very straightforward finish here for the boys on Navi. They shouldn't have any real issues cleaning it up, and that's another round in the books. Going into this next round, again, I'd like to highlight this is an eco round, but we are seeing this is, you know, one FAMAS saved over, so Navi want to be careful, because they know that these rounds can get out of hand, especially when the people that have deagles are quite literally known for being some of the best deagle players to ever play the game. You have to be careful. You don't want to run around. A lot of people would buy Mac 10s and try to go farm ecos, but you don't want to do that. You don't need to do that, because you need to make sure that you're winning the rounds. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to win the game. Who cares how many kills you have? If you give them a Galil or an AK, it can easily get out of hand so fast. Who cares how long the game takes? Just make sure that you win it, is basically what I'm trying to get at here. And we're going to see it again. Now, you know, b1t wants the pressure towards A main, throwing that molly, and he's got a teammate with him at all times. Look at this. You'll see b1t, either when he's by himself, is playing super passive, or he's playing very aggressive, but he has a teammate because he knows he can be traded, and that's exactly what I'm trying to show you. Very calculated player. And it's just going to be a pretty easy round here, because it is an eco at the end of the day, and if you play correct, these rounds should never go wrong. And it's just, there you go. Nothing should go wrong here, and actually, I already know it doesn't, so we'll go ahead and see. So, here we have it again. Another buy round, actually the first buy round of the game. And we're going to see b1t jumping over here towards B. He wants to be careful here, and you're going to notice this for the rest of the game. He'll never cross over to the left side of A main without throwing that flash, because he knows that if the op is posted, he will die. Like, that is a very easy shot for the op to hit, and he doesn't want to take that unnecessary risk. And so, again, another calculated thing, always throws that flash. Even when he's not actually going towards A, he'll still throw that flash because he knows that they know that he wants to throw that, so he can pretend to be here even when he's not. Anyway, so they've taken A main. That was a nice utility set that Bit just threw. You can copy that if you're an A lurker like myself. And they're going to get Bit into this advanced position. Now, one of the good things that's nice about this spot is, let's say, IM comes over here and he just takes a duel or he puts pressure towards B, and Bit will be able to hear if somebody rotates. He could actually take a timing out of A main. Now, not in this game, that doesn't happen, but in other pro matches, this will happen all the time, where the A player makes just one footstep or just intuition, the A lurker will actually walk out of A main and he'll catch a timing and win them the round. Obviously, Bit doesn't want to take that risk. He's going to wait for his team to group up with them, and they're actually going to go into the site together. Of course, we want to see that, though. In the meantime, the rest of the boys are actually grouping up to go ahead and split into the site, so it's actually looking like a pretty good A split. Now, this is the point where I want to pause, because a lot of people would immediately run back B here, because Simple just opt Rain. Now, because that means that the E-Box player is dead, they probably know B is clear, which could mean, because they haven't shown themselves yet, that might mean that Kerrigan has cleared B main, right? Or it might mean that since Rain was cleared E-Box, they know that they're going B. They know one way or the other, B is clear. Now, a lot of teams would freak out and go B, go B. But no, Navi don't do that because they want to finish the execute that they started because they know that it's strong enough to win the round. Now, they're not gonna panic. They're not gonna run back to B. They're gonna finish the plan, and we're gonna see Bit lead the way here. He's gonna come out here with a nice God Flash from our friends, and look at this. Makes it right to pillar. Even though it's an A stack from FaZe, there's 3 people here. They don't care. They're going to just win the round outright, and that is a very well played round from Navi. I love the calling from Alexi in this round. They want to make sure they finish their plan. They don't care. And look at this. Even in a 4v2 where they know that FaZe are saving, Bit is still holding this A main flank just to make sure that nothing can go wrong. Very calculated player here on Bit. We'll go to the next round. Now, in the next round here, what do we see? We're going to see a fast B pressure smoke. Actually, you know what? Let me rewind the round. I want to make sure you guys see this. A fast B pressure smoke. Now, I throw this all the time on my streams, twitch.tv/AustinCS_. When I'm playing, this still works on CS2. A left side smoke here. Now, what this smoke does with the God Flash is, let me show you one God Flash. That's a God Flash we're talking about. What this smoke does is it actually puts a smoke on the left side, which denies information. And as you can see, why Kerrigan's here, he's jumping, trying to see over the smoke. It lets these players come up here and fight towards the site because they can. And you might think that this, Austin, is just an execute. No. It's not an execute, because what this is actually just a default. Now, Anubis plays like this quite a bit. A lot of you guys are newer to Anubis. Anubis is kind of a weird map, but they throw this smoke and they just send like 2 or 3 players over here to pressure the B site while the other players are walking mid. Maybe you still have Bit holding A main, but no, this is just a default where they're fighting and they get the kills and they're able to take the site. That's why you see the bomb is still down. They had no intentions of committing to the site here, but they still do because the kills come in. Now, we did see Bit get a kill on the entry, but look at this. Even though he knows that it's very likely that nobody's over here, he still has a look anyway because he knows it's a possibility. Comes back to regroup. Now, this is a very decisive fight here. Twist versus Bit, rather. And of course, Bit comes out on top because even though Bit is one of the smartest players ever, he is also one of the most mechanically gifted players that I've ever seen play the game. And you're going to see that again later in the match where Bit hits some crazy shots, but we'll see that when it's time. Here we have it again. Rob's actually bought a glass M4 this round. Some of you guys probably noticed that, and I don't really know what happened. Probably a misbuy, but either way, pretty easy round there for Navi, and it's very well played. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, you might think FaZe are just playing bad. No, this is genuinely Navi playing some of the best CS that you can play on Anubis. Like, it's very hard to stop this. As long as the shots are coming in, which they are, it's hard to stop. So we're going to see now another half buy, and one of the things about rounds like this is what we already talked about is you got to make sure you don't let these get out of hand, especially these Deagle rounds where they have armor. You can easily lose this, and I need you to understand this, okay? Pros treat rounds like this like gun rounds, okay? Because they are effectively gun rounds. They really are effectively gun rounds. I mean, like genuinely, they can be. Like, the Deagle is a very, very strong gun. And what do we see here? What we see here is a little bit of conditioning. Now, it's a tiny risk here from Bit to walk A main, but he does have a teammate to trade. Even though Bit went invisible for some reason, he is there. He has a teammate to trade him. And they've conditioned this. Bit has already conditioned this a little bit. They think that Bit only wants to go into A main once he's thrown this molly into the cubby. So this time, Bit phases the smoke, no sound cues made, and he walks in with his teammate. That way, Rops thinks, there might not be anybody A main. Now, Rops is obviously a very smart player, and Rops is aware that this is possible, so he's ready. But you see, the idea here is they can walk out, and of course, Bit has a teammate to trade with him. So when this molly comes in, they're gonna check heaven. Bit gonna have a look. Rops caught lacking. They had no idea that he came out. Rops was ready, but when that fountain molly came in, Rops was like, okay, they're taking their time. Oh, he's out. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those calculated risks that's winning us the game here. And I'm sure that Alexi B called this isn't Bit, but Bit is playing this exactly how you want him to if you're an IGL. Very well played. I mean, I keep saying that, but seriously, it is very well played. And that's why we're seeing Bit one of the best players in the world right now. And he's going to jump up here. He's going to get 2 more eco kills. I'm actually just going to skip them. They're not fancy. They just walk right into him without even looking. So we'll just go ahead and go to the next round. Now, this is going to be a gun round, and since FaZe are taking a timeout, you want to expect them to do something different. They want to change their setup, make a slight adjustment more than likely. Hey, we're kind of weak over here. Let's just see if we can adjust that. So Navi are going to switch up what they're doing. Now, they know that FaZe are changing up what they're doing, so Navi are going to change up what they're doing, and Bit is going mid here. Now, this is going to bring up one of those things about nameplating. Now, this is a conversation that we've had plenty of times on my stream, but nameplating is very important. What is nameplating? Well, nameplating is you know who plays where. So, for example, we know Rops plays A. And we know that Rain plays B. We know this, right? So if we were to ever see somebody where they're not supposed to be, well, we know that that area is probably free, right? So if Rops is playing A and he dies B, what do we know? Well, we know A is probably not clear. I mean, it could be, but it probably means that Brokey's opping A. He's probably opping Fountain. So just by getting 1 kill, you actually kind of have an idea of the entire map. So for example, we've seen Bit outside A every single round. But now that Bit's in mid, if they were to kill Bit, they're going to say, A main's definitely clear because nobody else goes A, which means in a theoretical world where Bit dies, Rops could take the A timing here. Or he could rotate off because he knows nobody's going to walk out on him, right? So that's what nameplating is, and it gets used all the time in the pro scene. Now, I only brought that up because it is important to remember that that is something that the pros are thinking about at all times. So here we go, a little bit of mid-pressure this time, and by the way, I would like to point out, that A gap is open, like I talked about. I mean, it is there. Obviously, FaZe wouldn't know that, but if they were to kill Bit, they would have an idea. So, Navi knows that FaZe just called this timeout. Now they want to go right into this nice B split. So they have somebody coming from E-Box, 2 people coming from E-Box rather, and they have these 3 players coming in. Now this round actually goes a little wrong because I think they went a little too early. The E-Box split wasn't ready to pinch Rain before these guys came out B main, and it kind of just falls flat. A little bit of a miscommunication. They're going to lose the round. They get no kills. Next round. Now, what's important about losing a round like that where there's a miscommunication is you can't get tilted. Be like, you know what? We made a mistake. Maybe you weren't the one that made a mistake, but it doesn't matter. We just move on. All right, guys. Hey, we tried something new. It didn't work. It's all good. We'll talk about it later. Let's go back to what we were doing before. And that's exactly what they do. They go right back into the same default that they were doing before. They don't change up anything because they know that this is what was working. Now, here we have again another play. Bit, again, not wanting to cross this line without flashing. That op spot is very strong. I've died many times there. I'm sure you have too if you play a lot of this map. Very strong. Now, A main control utility coming in. Very standard stuff. But FaZe make a mistake here. And as you can see, they threw a molly and a smoke at the same time. Which means that there's 2 people there. And we know if there's 2 people at A, it's probably the opper. Because they never really double up rifles here. That's just not in the meta. So, Bit's like, there's 2A. And obviously the rest of the team knows. That means that the opper is probably there. Which means you're immediately going to see the reaction. They're going to start walking up towards B. They're walking mid. They know there's gaps. Look at them. They're going so fast because FaZe made just a tiny mistake. Nobody even died. They just threw 2 nades at the same time. And they're taking map control based off of that mistake. And even given all of that, Bit is still sitting outside of A main. He doesn't want to move because he knows who he's playing against. He's playing against one of the other smartest players in the world, Mr. Rops. And he knows that Rops is going to have a pretty good idea of what's going on. So he needs to be patient. Now, based on what we just saw, Kerrigan actually will go down to IM because IM went and took a duel onto Kerrigan because they knew that the Opera wasn't B. They just know that the Opera is not B, so they could just go fight. It's the small details. And you might even be thinking right now, Austin, there is no way that the pros are thinking about that, but I promise you that they are. That is a very, very small detail that just wins Navi the round outright. Or at least almost, because Bit actually does go down to this really nice off angle here, and the rest of the squad actually will fall as well. So another round for FaZe. Very, very good round though, because Bit is the one that called that information and everybody else reacted. They were in a winning position, and that's really all that matters. Even though they did lose the execute, that can easily be fixed. And as a matter of fact, look at this right now. A nice timeout. They're probably talking about it right now. They're probably like, you know what? Okay, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. You know, we lost the round before. We just lost an easy exec. Take a timeout, chill a little bit. All right, now that we did that, let's buy up, get simple the op, and we'll go from there. And even on a round like this, we are seeing Bit still is buying utility over a gun because he knows that he is serving a greater purpose than just shooting. Now, in my opinion, this is the round that's going to change the entire trajectory of the game. This round, FaZe get a 5v3 advantage. The money is broken for Navi if they lose this round. However, you will see very quickly that they overextend. They're still fighting. Kerrigan goes down. Rops realizes, oh, wait. We just lost a person. We got to play safe. So Rops is running away, but in the meantime, Rain gets caught lacking, and Bit hits an absolute blinder onto Rain. It is an overextension, but it's still an insane shot from Bit that changes the trajectory of this round. All of a sudden, 5v3 turned to a 3v3. What's going on? FaZe immediately realized their mistake. They try to reel it back in. Okay, guys, let's go back to sites. We could still win this round, you know, but Bit knows. Bit knows that there's a gap. Actually, probably all of Navi, but we're talking about Bit this game. Bit knows there's a gap. He's going to bait Alexi B, and he's going to, well, they're going to find the gap. They know that they were just mid. Rops and Brokey, rather, have already made the push into A main. They've cleared it all out. Now they know that there's a chance that they're in CT, so Twist, he's going to go and check. But who else would hit a shot like this other than Bit? Another calculated... Okay, another absolute heater from him, and all of a sudden the B-side's completely open. Bomb to go down, but it's not finished yet because it's still a 2v3, and this is an easily losable round. Bomb to go down, utility in, and it's going to be pretty straightforward here. Now, I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. Bit gets into the back of the site after Alexi B goes down. Now, this crossfire might not look like an actual crossfire, but it actually is. So what we have here is the bomb is planted for Simple. It's planted right there. Now, Simple's going to fight in case something bad happens, but he's actually going to be able to bait for Bit. And, well, because if they spot Simple, they might think that Bit's also back there, or it may be in Temple, but they might not expect him here. And here we have it, one up, one down. Robs goes down immediately, and then, of course, Brokey, he's not really got a chance here, but who else would finish the round off but Mr. Bit himself? A 4K to secure the 7th for them, and more importantly, stop them from losing a disaster of a round there. Now, on the flip side of things, the FaZe economy absolutely busted. Probably their morale is busted too because they just threw a very important round, and we're going to see that Navi's not going to let off of the gas pedal here. So, FaZe decide to take a half buy. They think better of investing. They know that there's still a chance that they can get a few rounds here, and Bit knows that they could be saving. They could have a gun. Flash is in. Same flash we've been talking about all game. Finds the first one. Sees that they're doubled up. Now, this is very important, okay? Because look at who they killed. They killed Rops and Twist is not normally A, right? Not normally A. So they know that Brokey is probably still mid or B, right? They know what's going on. They have the nameplates. Now you would be tempted, and including myself, after getting these 2 kills, you're like, all right, I'm running. But since Twist isn't normally an A player, or one of the guys that doubles up A, that's a little weird, isn't it? Don't you think? Because that means that they could have another person waiting there, waiting for you to run in. So you don't want to take this space. Instead, what do you think Navi do? Do you think they run around and take the space? Nope. They just sit there and they're like, all right, chill. Just wait. Minute 30 in the round. All the time that we could ever want in the world. We're not going anywhere. And look at that. So Bit throws the pressure to make it seem like they're running out. But in reality, they're not moving. They're waiting because they know that, well, they know they won the round already. They don't want to lose. Right? Now, this is a fight that could have easily went the wrong way. It just, depending on what happened. So, like, let's say Bit did run out of A and die to a pistol. Not a big deal, right? Well, it would be a big deal because after Bit died to that pistol, then we would see this fight happen right here where Kerrigan actually gets a kill onto Alexi. All of a sudden, it would have been a 3v3 if Bit would have ran out. And, yeah, we obviously don't want to see that. Now, that is a theoretical, but it is actually what could have easily happened. And, yeah. So we're going to see Navi go ahead and drop Simple and Bit switch the guns because, you know, obviously Bit's low. He wants to stay in the back. Don't want to die if you can. You want to keep these guns alive. Bit not known to be an opera, of course, but he is obviously very talented with it regardless. And he's just going to hit a nice easy shot here at the end of the round, and that's going to be that. And, yeah. Going into the next round, dropping the outback over to Mr. Simple, because of course we will. And just more of the same. Going over towards A. Doesn't look like it's anything special, but it really is. Let's do something a little bit funny here. Rops actually throws this really good nade onto Bit here. Lands right on top of him, does 30 damage. And that nade is actually really strong. You might not think it is, but that 30 damage means now that Bit is able to be one-tapped with an M4. Very, very, you know, like small details, but big details in the pro scene. Obviously, Bit throws that A main molly, not wanting to overextend. It's a 4v4. He's still waiting for that A main push now. Very calculated. We're going to go ahead and speed this round up. Not a lot happening. Bit just sits outside of A until it's finally time for him to walk out. Now again, you will see he could have walked out a little bit earlier, but he waited the extra time for his teammate to group up with him. And that doesn't seem like a big detail. You're probably thinking, yes, Austin, obviously that's how it goes. But no, actually, like that is something that a lot of teams make mistakes on. Even in the pro scene, you would have seen somebody walk out by themselves here. And because they take their time, they don't make any extra noise that they don't have to, they're going to find that the site is free. Very easy stuff. Another timeout taken from FaZe here. They know that something's wrong. Op was saved, so they have to be careful. They know b1t saved, of course. Now, this time you're going to see a little bit of a difference. They are expecting something fast towards Canal, I feel like, because timeout called. You're probably expecting them to try to crunch Canals here with the low buy. So Bit actually plays out. Now, that's not normally. He doesn't want to stay over here because he knows he would be free kill if he were to do that. He doesn't even come up here because he knows that it's likely that the nades could come in and just make him useless, right? I mean, really, think about this. Like, the one level deeper. He doesn't want to be up here because he knows if they do the canal crunch, they're going to smoke up here and Bit will be useless. So instead, he wants to stay over here just in case that happens. That's just a theoretical. That's what they were expecting, but it's not what actually ended up happening, so now he can come up here and play the spot that he wanted to. Of course, being mindful of this one way as well. This is obviously something that could happen. Somebody could jump up on top of the smoke where Bit's looking, but he doesn't. And yeah, so there's an entire battle going on, a funny battle going on in E-Box here. Don't really know what's going on, but I do know this. Rops and Bit are locked in this 1v1. They are not moving, neither one of them. Both of them are very, very slow, calculated players. Neither one of these players is moving or wanting to leave their position. Just throwing pressure every single round, coming up here. Gonna phase the smoke. Oh, not this round. And eventually decides to just group up back with the team. He's gonna lead the way. Everything's looking perfect. CT flashes in, and the round is a lock. Now, Bit didn't do anything special this round, but he also didn't make any mistakes because he wanted to make sure he didn't leave B. He stays out, or sorry, didn't leave A rather. He stays here just in case during all this he hears Rops leave. Now, Rops obviously very smart player. You would never catch him lacking like that. You would never hear him rotate. But if he did hear him leave A, he could easily walk out, take the space, and then they could come back and go A after. That's why Bit stays there so long. Just in an insurance policy, you could think of him as that. Going into the next round here, we are going to see more of the same. Oh, it's this round. So, this round is something that I also think is worth talking about. Now, this looks a little goofy. Okay, I'm not even going to lie, this looks goofy. What are they doing? They just ran into A main. They didn't even throw any utility. That's right. That's because this is conditioning. Now, this is a prime example of what conditioning looks like. Now, we've seen all game that Bit is not walking into A main early at all, ever, right? And if he does, he always mollies right here, and sometimes he smokes this off. But this time, they just ran in. Now, this could have been planned before the game. This happens all the time. You would have, like, maybe your IGL's like, listen, all game Bit, do not go A main. We're conditioning them. We want them to think that you don't want to go in there, or that you'll only go A main with utility. And then randomly, later in the game, if we need a one free round, we're rushing A. And that's it. Like, seriously, that can happen. That is conditioning. Like, that's what you condition that A player to be used to nobody coming. And then all of a sudden, there's 3 dudes running at me. And they didn't throw any utility. What are they doing? Right? That is conditioning. However, everything would go perfect here if it wasn't for b1t, who hears this coming, jumps into the back of the site, and then does b1t things, because obviously b1t is also one of the best operators to ever play the game. And yeah, sometimes that's going to happen, you know, but that's all right. That's an example of conditioning, even though it didn't work. Let's say it did. Let's just say that the plan went right. They were able to take the site, win the round. It's 11-2 FaZe eco, and then 12-2, and you know, it's just, it could have worked. It really could have. It didn't, but it could have, right? Really could have. Now we're gonna see more of the same. This is the this is the round here where I think Rops actually gets to drop 2 nades to him. He's gonna do this. This is actually pretty funny. So he's gonna throw a bunch of nades like this, right? And it does a lot of damage to JL. And then so Bit's like, oh, he just double naded. It's probably safe to come stand here. And then and then he throws one more, and he's probably thinking, man, did I just get triple naded by one guy? What the? Either way, very good play from Rops, because Rops just did 100 damage worth of nades, and he hasn't even peeked anybody yet, right? 2 people are very low. And in the pro scene, that even could just translate to a direct round win. I'm not even going to lie, right? Like, that could be it, right? It's not, but it could be. So, again, an entire battle being fought. Decisive kill here. Brokey gets the op kill onto Simple. Round is in trouble right now, so Bit needs to take a little bit of a risk. Gonna go in towards A main, takes it, makes some pressure. When they want to regroup B, nothing too special here, and yeah, for the most part, it looks like it's over. Now, you might think that this is a weird play from Bit, considering 2 of his teammates were just here, they left, and now Bit's going. Yeah, it's because Bit's kind of like in that lurker position, like he's gonna come in late, make sure everything is good. He tries his best, he goes down, all good. Final round here, again, we are going to see, instead of buying the best gun he can buy, he's going to go ahead and buy the Tech 9 and Utility. Rops, again, doing his best to do nade damage. Look at these nades from Rops, so fancy. Now, here we see just more of the same. Just pressure, flashing A main, making it look like he wants to go A, but in reality, he's just slowly, patiently waiting for his time. Always watching A main, patiently waiting for the hit. Now, this is probably more of a set play because of the guns they have. It's probably a set exec. They're just going to go ahead and run out E-Box, and they're going to kill everybody. But let's go ahead and see it from Rain's POV. Retake E-Box utility thrown, but unfortunately, they smoke it, and yeah, I mean, like, really, what are you going to do? I mean, what is Kerrigan even going to do? He's going to start by colliding, but then he's going to go down to Bit, and again, Bit just securing the round. Very talented player. Like, seriously, like, he's always where he needs to be, always having impact, just seriously. And it's still not over, right? This Rob kill could be everything. Another one. He just doesn't miss those. I mean, like, seriously, it's a 3-on-2, still very losable, and honestly, like, Rops could have won that fight, right? Like, imagine he peeks anybody else there, but it's Bit. And Bit, he's ready for him, and Bit also doesn't miss those. And so it's just another kill. And that's the round. I mean, like, that's just how it goes sometimes. There you go. Beautiful half from Navi, and beautiful half from Bit. We're going to switch over to the CT side. We don't get to see a lot of CT side, considering that FaZe only win 4 rounds this game. Sorry to spoil, but I showed it at the beginning of the game. We're going to make our way over here whenever they ready up. By the way, little insider detail. I've played a couple of tournaments like this now, where you might be ready, like the player's readied up, right? But you have to wait for the stream. You have to wait. So even though you're ready to play, you're sitting there waiting for the stream all the time, every map. Anyway, so what do we see here? Bit gets dropped dualies, of course, and he's in charge of holding A, but they're going B. They got this crossfire over here as well, and it's looking pretty solid. Or at least it was, until they both go down, leaving it on to Bit coming in from E-Box. I mean, like, just so crispy. He just does not miss these shots. I'm telling you, 1v1 versus Rops even here, and Bit with the dualies should be able to just close it out every time there. I don't know why I said it like I didn't know he wasn't going to win that. I've already watched. I started casting it a little bit there. Either way here. Now, we are seeing that this is one of the things that happens a lot. Obviously, Bit was in charge of being outside of A on T side, so he's the A player. So he knows probably how the T side player wants to play. He knows how the CT side player wants to play. Very good understanding of this area of the map. So that's why he plays A and here. Now, what he's doing here, this looks weird. Did he go AFK? Did he tab out? No, actually what he's doing here is very common, is to listen. Very quiet. He probably deafens, like deafens in TeamSpeak, deafens in Discord, can't hear his team, and he wants to hear the comms. I'm going to shut up and listen to what he hears. Did you hear that? I'll turn it up when I edit it. He heard 2 sets of footsteps, 2 sets of jumps, and immediately knows that there's a chance that they could be coming now. Now, I don't know if FaZe baited that on purpose. Really, I don't. But he heard him, gets into battle position, calls a rotation over. Like seriously, that is what happened there. They baited the footsteps. I mean, it's funny when you probably watch this pro match and you see one result, but then you watch the game and I analyze it for you and you're like, what the? They're playing a completely different game than I just watched. That's how it feels sometimes. That's how it feels. The small details really come out sometimes. Either way, this round starts off pretty convincing. A double kill coming in, B site completely open, but the rotation is coming in as well. They find the mid lurker. Now the FaZe are doing the same thing that Navi did earlier. Remember how I told you before, Bit got those 2 kills at A main and then they froze? Well, FaZe just did the same thing. They got these 2 kills at B. They know B's clear, but they're waiting. They're waiting, right? They're like, oh, dude, we're going to let Kerrigan kill the guy rotating off A. Oh, the Kerrigan just died. Uh-oh. Not good. Not good. They were in a really good position. Oh, no. Now Rain just went down. Oh, no. It's all gone wrong. Like, we did what we were supposed to do. We waited for the regroup and everything, but they still ended up losing down to a 3v3 here, and speeding it up. Look at this. I mean, Bit hasn't even done anything. He's just been alive until he gets the last kill on the twist there. Again, it's very well played. I mean, like Navi, like they're just playing so smart right now. I mean, FaZe even playing so smart, but Navi counter, and sometimes that's how it goes. Like FaZe can play a good game and still lose. Sometimes that's gonna happen. Everybody is a pro at the end of the day, and you can still see anything happen. Now, what do we see here? The same battle we've been talking about all day. Rops versus Bit. They are always playing against each other, in each other's heads probably, it feels like. And yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, just different roles. Now we see Bit waiting for Rops to come out of A, but not going to happen. Bit actually does know that there's a mid gap there. As you can see, he is aware that there is a possibility for them to come out mid here. Simple comes in. He's going to go ahead and cover it for him. Pretty simple stuff, like I said. Nothing out of the ordinary. Repositioning here. Now you see the flow of a round like this. I'll actually pause before the hit comes in. They felt that B pressure come in, so they gave the mid gap. Bit comes back, and then once they sort B out, they regroup, come back, or not through here. Sorry, they come through here, and then they have double A. They can hold the gap. Then they're gonna shift into taking A. They gave mid. They know they can be there. They're playing that they know that they can be there, but they don't really care because they always have somebody watching where they can be. Just how they decided to play this round, right? They know they're playing against like a make or break buy, so they're letting FaZe have this control that they want to have while they're fighting for the control that Navi want to have, right? So like this is what Navi want, right? They want FaZe to take this control, and FaZe obviously are gonna take the control if they feel like they can. And in the meantime, Navi are taking the space that they think is more important, right? They want to take A main, they want to like stop them from coming. If you have to come through mid, it's not good. I mean, think about it. It's an A split or a B split where you're coming majority through here. This is a tiny choke point. Like you can easily get destroyed. Or if you even want to come through CT or here, is also tiny choke point. Easy to hold that if you have B main, E box, and A main, right? So it's all part of the plan. Another smoke gets dropped. My voice cracks. Another smoke gets dropped here, and it's pretty straightforward round in my opinion. Like it's hard to lose a round like this unless somebody hits a crazy shot on you. I mean, Bit holding the perfect angle. First kill, reposition, gets his kill stolen by Simple. But again, he gets his job done. Even though he does die, he's set them up in a perfect position. They went 3 kills for 2 of them, and despite Rain's best efforts, it's just not going to happen. You see here Alexi B waiting. He could go in by himself, but he's waiting, letting Rain make his own play. And it's just straightforward, letting the flanker clear out all the big angles. All right, dude, now he either has to be in heaven or he's behind the site. And wow, the team play. I mean, really, like you see that. Like the Rain's POV is just a full white screen. Like, what do you even do there? Like Rain played it right, but Navi played it better. I mean, what I mean, like seriously, it looks helpless sometimes. Again, more of the same here from Mr. Bit, just throwing the default utility. And in the return, actually, remember that flash I talked about where that Bit always throws off the wall? Well, he does a similar one on CT side to make sure nobody comes in early. Just a small detail there. Again, these rounds are close. Like they're very scrappy, going 2 for 2, 3 for 3 everywhere they go. But it's just that FaZe aren't able to come out on top. Rops again is that Bit character that we talked about on the T side, where he's always making sure that nobody's flanking. Look, even now he's still ready. He's still waiting for Bit to push A main. But one step ahead because he knows how Rops is thinking. And this is it. They're just going to walk double push here. And, yeah, I mean, Rops is going to go down. He's going to get traded. Just the reality of the situation. Bit comes out on top once again. And again, that nameplating stuff comes in. It sometimes comes back to get you, right? Like you're thinking, oh, dude, Rops is probably thinking this entire time, dude, okay, Bit's alive, Bit's alive, Bit's A player, Bit's alive, Bit's alive. Okay, he could be here. Maybe he pushed through mid. Okay, he could be, oh, dude, he's right next to the other guy, dude. What the? And then it comes back to get you sometimes. That nameplating stuff is very strong. And, very well played from Bit yet again. Now, we do actually know that the A hit's coming in. They, have an idea. Simple's doing his best CS2 impersonation here, buying the XM, and Bit will find 2. I completely missed the kills. I'm very sorry. But, I clicked the wrong button. But yeah, that's going to be it right there. I mean, those 2 kills, not decisive, but definitely very strong. Even he should have had a third. But the round has been won. I mean, if you're the A player getting 2 free kills, I mean, you could pretty much write this game over. I mean, A is the site that's supposed to be easy to take, and they put their best player there, their best mechanical player, in my opinion, other than Simple, of course. And I mean, what are you even going to do at that point? And that's just going to be it. So that's how Bit took Navi to a victory on Anubis, and then they played Nuke after this, and obviously Bit did a very good there, but not quite the same level. So we just covered Anubis. A lot of people probably haven't even watched a lot of Anubis yet on the, in the game. I know Anubis is one of those maps. It's not too popular right now in the current scene, but hopefully this demo review would make it seem a little bit less intimidating or more intimidating. But I assume that most people that are watching this are not watching this to get better in pugs, or they're more likely watching because you play in ESCA League or something like that with a team, or you're looking to get into it, and maybe this makes Anubis a little bit better. If you guys did enjoy the demo review, make sure you guys let me know, and comment below what demo you guys want me to watch next. If you guys want to see more demo reviews, that is. I mean, if you guys thought this was kind of like, it's kind of boring, Austin, that's all good. We don't have to do these in the future. My channel is just kind of experimenting right now. I'm trying to do daily uploads, so this is just one of the ideas I had. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do, you do. Like it if you didn't, dislike it if you don't, and comment your favorite round in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for watching it. Much love as always, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.